Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Today is Sunday, July 21st, 2024. And I am back with another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I got this one and I'm going to probably do one more after this. Today's Sunday. Y'all know how I do on Sunday. So it won't be three today, I don't think. But I'm going to do two. So this one, I was reading a post on Facebook, right? You know, I'm at a point in my life now where I thought I was making good money, or what at one time I thought good money was. Six figures. I'm at a point in my life now, which I recently just reached there maybe 5 to 6 years ago, where I'm making what I thought at one time was good money, six figures. And as I said, I thought I was making good money. Because once upon a time, that was good money. But what I noticed is I still feel the same as far as what I'm accomplishing and what I'm able to do with that money as I was able to do in 2010 and 2012 when I was making 60 and 55. The same stuff. I don't feel like I've advanced at all financially, even though my W-2, where I get a, what you call it, W-9, whatever it is. I don't get a W-2 like everybody else. I'm independent contractor. So I still, as far as my lifestyle, my buying power, everything, I still feel the same as I did when I was making 55 and 60 and 45 a year. I'm not able to do any more than I was doing then. Vacations, none of that. So I was reading this post on Facebook and it summed it up for me. It kind of brought home what's going on. I'm here for the booze. Six figures became a salary benchmark for high earners in the 80s. A person making six figures was killing it comparing 1984 to today. A person making six figures was killing it. I remember. That's why that's always been a goal of mine to make six figures, because I remember people that I used to see back then in the not even just the 80s, the 90s that was making six figures. I remember, boy, you making six figures back then, you was killing it. Boss, balling. The Cadillac riders in my hood. The new Cadillac off the lot. See, we weren't tripping on Mercedes back then in my community. It was the Cadillacs. The new Cadillac. You knew who was making money with that new Cadillac. In the 90s, 80s, late 90s, what have you. But comparing it to today, you need to make $300,000 to have the same buying power as $100,000 had back then. This is why you feel poor even though you reached your goal. The goalpost moved, but no one told you. Was not somebody telling you. Because I noticed it. Nobody tell me. I'm like, hold on now. Why am I not able to do the things that I saw people when I thought six figures was the finish line? See, I wasn't thinking about millions or whatever. I knew if I can get to six figures, I can get millions too. But I need to get to that six figures first. And that's going to help me elevate to the millions, because I was going to be able to take all that money I was making with the six figures and put it towards something that's going to catapult me to the millions. That's what I thought. Once I get to six figures, you got to take steps, right? Well, it seems like now you got to get to the million instead of the six figures. Now you got to get to seven figures. You can't use six figures to get to seven figures. You're going to have to get to seven figures It seems. So that's why I'm looking and remembering the people back then. And I ain't talking about 1930 and 40. I wasn't even living then. I'm talking about late 80s, early 90s. When I remember as a young man looking at folks that was making that kind of money in them jobs, Scott Paper Company, International Paper, this, that, and the other. They were the people that had the nice brick homes and the subdivisions, because we used to go to parties over there. Family members, the people that I made know, friends of the family, invite you to a party. They used to have the little bars in their homes with the liquor, even though I ain't drink, and they had the pool in the backyard, the built-in pool. Black people from the hood that end up getting a job at Scott Paper Company, International Paper, and they were making them six figures, the supervisor, this, that, and the other, and they had the bar in the crib, the brick home. See, when I grew up, we grew up in what you call a wood shotgun house. A shotgun house is where you can look in the front door and see straight out the back. That was a shotgun house for the people down south. And probably some other places that know what a shotgun house is. I grew up in a wooden shotgun house, or just a straight house. Wasn't no rooms and all that. Would you come in the front door, walk straight to the back door. Front porch, backyard, alleyway on the side. That's what I grew up in. But the people with the six-figure job from my hood that got lucky and got them jobs, they were able to go out there in their little subdivisions, Princeton Woods and what have you, and get a brick house and have a built-in swimming pool and brand new Cadillac. Take a vacation here and there. Nice clothes, silk and what have you back then. The Stacey Adams, the men was one, that's what I saw with the six figures. Now that I'm making that money, I'm like, hold on now. I'm still living the same life I was living 10 years ago when I was making 60, 65. The only way I'm able to do a little more now is because I work I got 2 or 3 different incomes to go along with the six-figure career or job, what have you. And right now, on that job, my trucking career, I'm not making six figures because I'm not working. That's when I was working every day. So I don't know if I'm gonna make six figures this year. Because the economy is, we know about that. So as an independent, that's why I tell y'all I'm voting for the economy only. I'll vote for them other issues if we can get past this right here, the economy where people ain't working or not making nothing or struggling financially. We got to get past this hurdle first before we worry about all the other stuff, men wearing wigs in the women's bathrooms and this, that, and all that type social stuff. We got to get past this economy right here. Because if we don't get past this economy that we're dealing with, none of that's going to matter. I'm at a point now, like I said, I would go, if I saw a Democrat right now that I know can fix the economy, I ain't worried about all the other stuff. If I thought a Democrat can fix the economy, I don't care about if they racist, none of that shit. I'm talking about this right here. Because without this back here will remain just a backdrop. Having this in real life. If y'all didn't know, that's a backdrop right there. That beautiful scenery in the back with the ranch style property, the land. I could have my dogs running around out there in the big open, I don't have a bunch of neighbors and jokers standing out in front of the house selling drugs and what have you. Bunch of niggas everywhere. See, this right here will still remain just a backdrop on my wall instead of reality. if we don't get this economy going. Some of y'all don't dream about having stuff like this in real life, so it don't matter to you. It don't matter to you. You just like, hey, as long as you got a bag to smoke, something to drink, go out on the weekend, dance a little bit, you happy. I don't speak for y'all. I'm speaking for the go-getters and the people that's trying to have something, the people that are trying to do something, that ain't depending on somebody, a handout. I'm talking to y'all. We got to get this economy going. Because here we are now, even if you're making six figures, you still got to be extremely disciplined with your money. You don't have that extra money like you thought you would. Like I thought I would. I thought when I got to six figures, boy, I'm going to be around, I'm going to have some money to like, I still got to be disciplined. I still got to, am I going to buy this? Am I going to buy that? That's to keep me from being broke and to have a savings. Now, if I don't care about having that money, I'll be telling y'all about, you got to have that money saved. You got to have an emergency fund. You got to have it. You got to have money, cash on hand, not just credit. Now, if I ain't care about none of that, then yeah, I can still go just spend stupidly and be broke till payday. I ain't trying to do that. Six figures, $100,000 ain't it no more. To any of y'all that's out there right now thriving to get to that six-figure mark, that $100,000, you have to amp that up a little bit to like 300. Depends on your lifestyle and what you want out of life. If you want to live a good, prosperous life with this in real life behind me, 300 or better. As of right now, not maybe another 2 years from now, that ain't gonna be enough. That ain't gonna be enough. Probably 2 or 3 years from now. But right now, if you're wondering why you're working harder than you've ever worked, a lot of people, the salary, they talking about they need to raise the minimum wage, that and the other. Right now, people are making more per hour, salary-wise, than we made ever. And can't do shit with it. It ain't nothing to go get a $20 an hour job now. I'm not too long ago, $20 hours, you was doing pretty good. Now you got people making 25 and 30 on a regular basis. Job paying that, you still got the $14, $15 hour job. That's the minimum wage. It's not the minimum wage, what I'm saying it should be. $25 should be minimum wage right now. But the only thing that happens if they do that, everything gonna shoot up again. The way the $25 minimum wage still ain't gonna be shit, and folk gonna be talking about need to raise the minimum wage again. So basically, what we are doing, everybody, unless you finally reach that status where you got millions, where you so far ahead of inflation. You got to get ahead of inflation. That's the new goal. Not a set amount, not six figures, not 100,000, not 200,000, not 300,000. The goal now, financially, should be wherever inflation is, you got to get ahead of inflation to get ahead. Not $100,000, but the inflation line. You got to jump ahead of the inflation line. And right now, that's millionaire status. Because if you're making 100, 150, 200, you bumping neck and neck with inflation. As you make a few steps up, inflation make a few steps past you. And you just keep changing, exchanging the lead. You get ahead, inflation pass you. You get up, inflation pass you. You get up, inflation pass you. You get up, inflation pass you. You got to get so far ahead of inflation, multimillionaire, to where you want to be able to live that good life that we all dream about. Because other than that, inflation is on our ass. Eating our little raises up. Whatever little raise you get, inflation eat it. So the goal basically is damn near impossible now. Because we know it ain't possible for the majority of people to become millionaires. Most people are not going to become millionaires. And to really get ahead of inflation like you need to be to live comfortably, you got to be a millionaire or extremely cheap. So what you got to be one of them people that don't buy no clothes, don't go nowhere, you just sit in the house. The cable bill, $30 a month, you got 3 channels on cable. If you got cable at all. You got to be one of them people. And if you don't want to live that life, you want to live a comfortable life with a little, amenities and some extra stuff, you got to get out here and run. Get on that hamster wheel and just run. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Unless you can catch that breeze and hit that millionaire status. The new goal line is millionaire. So you know what that means? The majority of us are fucked. Because there's never been a time in history where the majority of people are going to be millionaires. And we ain't in that time now. And right now, to really be comfortable, and I ain't talking about if you got $2 or $3 million, you still can't ball till you fall. That's just going to put you far enough ahead of inflation the way you can live a lifestyle like back in the day where you can have this out here and not struggle to keep the grass cut, keep the trees trimmed, none of that. That's just to have this, $3 million. If I had $3 million, I can get this. But I ain't got, that ain't having mansion money and Ferraris and all that type stuff. If you do all that, you're going to be still broke with $3 million. I need 3 or 4 million just to have this comfortably and not struggle to get the acres cut. Trying times, y'all. It's reality, but we're humans. We're going to adapt and we're going to deal with it. And we're going to keep it going. We just need to know, be aware, so we won't think that we're crazy. Like, I'm making this supposed to be good money. Why am I still, is there something wrong with me that I'm still struggling? Like not living the life that I thought I would live once I started making this amount of money, because I've never made this amount of money before. I'm making more money now than I've ever had. And it's still, I got to be careful of what I spend. I make more money than I've ever made, and I still got to say, you know what? I can't do this right now. I got to wait to do this. I got to put up for this. I'm thinking once I get to this level, I'm straight. Now, the goal line just moved. Now I'm at the 6 figures. Now I got to get to 7 figures. By the time I get there, you're going to need 8 figures. So bottom line, just be happy with where you at, man. Fuck it. Get it, got it, good. Bye.